Hey, it's Toby from Heavyweight MMA. Today with Giacomo Della Maddalena, Jackie Three Names as he's known on some of the podcasts I saw, out of Scrappy MMA in Perth, Australia, man. It's good to finally catch you again.
Fuck yeah, it's good to talk to you, brother. It's been a good couple of weeks.
Mate, it's been a while. You've been a busy man. I've seen you up in all the big podcasts and that, man. I've seen you up on the big screen fighting. You're a famous man now, harder to catch, bro.
Well, I'm glad we made it happen, eh?
Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks for your time. So, bro, congrats on the recent successes, man. It's been amazing to see you, especially in UFC 284. That was the biggest one, obviously. Unbeaten in your last 14 fights, 13 stoppage wins, man. Number 14 in the UFC Welterweight division, ESPN Rookie of the Year. You just popped out a little baby Franco, man. You're living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream, eh? Just living the dad life and enjoying fighting, eh?
Mate, insanely successful run so far, bro. So in the UFC now, when we first talked, you weren't in the UFC, bro. So now you're there. Is it living up to the dream that you kind of had before you got there?
Yeah, fuck yeah. 100%, eh? I've always just taken one fight at a time, and yeah, it's been fucking sick, man. Every fight is a cool experience, eh? It's incredible.
Man, talking to some of the other lads that were on the UFC card, they were still on a high like a few weeks after, man. Is it the same for you? Like that must have been the highlight of your career so far, right?
Yeah, 100%. Just like fighting in front of like a full Aussie crowd, like the respect you get from everyone, like everyone's cheering. So it's like an incredible feeling, you know, being in front of that many people. Something hopefully I experience again, you know, hopefully can come back to Australia like more regularly, but onwards and upwards, eh? I'm keen to get some booze as well, whatever, eh?
Yeah, man. Take all the experiences you can get, right, and live the most of it. Live the most while you can, right?
Yeah.
That's it, man.
100%.
So, you said your third contract in already, man. Why so many contracts? Is it just they sign you fight by fight to begin with, or what?
No, I've just been lucky to had a decent 4-fight contract and getting 2 quick victories. I've been able every 2 fights I've been able to sort of other 4 fights locked in, which has been sick. So I've just know that I've got guaranteed fights in front, so it's relaxing, you know. But I just signed a 6-fight one, so I should have 6 fights locked in. So
that's
hopefully
awesome, man.
Fights. Yeah, man, I'm super pumped. It's cool just to know I've got some fights to let my style go, fight some top names is the goal.
That's it, man. And when you look at the roster, man, you look at the welterweight roster. I just had a little browse of it before. I'm looking at, there's Jack Della, a killer amongst killers, man. You look around you, bro, you're surrounded by killers like a Shark Tank, right?
It's incredible, man. Just all the there's so many good fighters in that division, and it's cool to look at them and just see my name amongst some of those greats. But it's gonna be cool being in the cage with some of them. I think it's gonna be as you said before, experiences that are gonna be pretty epic.
Leon Rocky Edwards just got up, man. That's a bit of a shake-up for the division after so many years of Usman reigning, man. How does that feel? Do you look at him like a dog looking at its food, or you are, or do you just look at the whole group as you want to take them all out?
Man, yeah, I sort of look at the whole group. I realize that I know I'm a few fights away, and I feel like he was going to have some fights in that time. Anything can happen, man. So I look at everyone in the division and just tee up how I think my style would go against them. And yeah, obviously I'm ready to put the heart on the line against some of them, you know.
That's it, man. You mentioned
before.
Sorry?
I thought Leon was going to win that fight, honestly. I think I don't know, it just seemed like it was the time. I guess it was, yeah, it showed that it was. It's Leon's time, you know, he's going to defend it a few times.
Yeah, man, he showed that his last fight, it was probably most likely due to the altitude, right? Because when you took away his fatigue, he outskilled Kamaru and just outclassed him just in a few little aspects. You know, it just showed that he'd game plan right and knew how to fight that style.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was I definitely think he's the better fighter, you know. and I think he showed it.
Man, you mentioned Vicente Luque in one of your interviews that as a potential opponent. Is that someone you particularly want to fight, or it was just the fact that he didn't have a fight at the time and you're thinking that'd be a nice matchup for like mid-year or something?
Yeah, it was. I think it's a cool fight because obviously his style. And yeah, I just saw that he was the only one I thought didn't have a fight. So yeah, I thought it would be a cool fight, and I've always looked at him. He's got a cool style, you know. He like comes forward like this is a fan sport, you know. So I think that's a fight that the fans. To be honest, if I ever look at comments, I always see Jack fight Vicente Luque. So I thought that's a cool one, and he's a legend.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Was it Jeff Neal he fought, and Jeff Neal like hit him with some real big shots? Was it Jeff Neal or someone else?
Yeah, I think that's the other thing. He's coming off. I think that was his last fight. He's coming off a loss. I don't want to call people losses, you know.
I remember in that fight he was landing some big. Neal was actually both of them were landing shots, but Jeff Neal landed some big shots on him, and I can see you doing the same, bro.
Yeah. Another one that I don't think Sean Brady has a fight, you know.
Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, in my notes, bro, I actually wrote that I would like to see you fight Sean Brady. I actually wrote that down. So yeah, that's my pick of the bunch.
Hell yeah, I think that's a good pick. You're a good man. Hey, like, I think he doesn't have a fight coming up. He's coming off a loss against one of the top guys, so give him someone outside the top 10 and let's see who belongs where.
That's it, man. And you're looking to try and keep that run of around 3 fights a year, right? Like last year you had one January, June, November, and you had one already. You're trying to hit one mid-year and end of year, right?
Yeah, that's the plan, you know. 100%. I feel last year I had a pretty good, I don't know how you put like a season, like for January, mid-year, and then end of year. So I want to try and do that again. So I think July would be sweet, you know. June, July would be awesome. I know there's some like big cards in July, so it'd be sick to get on one of them against like a top name.
That's it, man. The balance is all right now. Now you're the family man, bro. You find the balance all right between fighting like every 4 or 5 months or something?
Yeah, it's been, man, I've been lucky, It's been, my son's pretty chilled. He enjoys sleeping, so like, and my wife is obviously very good, so like I can sneak out to training, and then like when he's resting, I can get my rest as well. That's so awesome, man. I like the train, eat, sleep, repeat, you know.
Bro, with that continuous sort of training schedule, like every few months, what's the continuous improvement part look like? Like, what do you do? Do you focus on that for like a month and a half or something before you get back into camp? Like how do you upskill, bro? Man,
honestly, I just sort of train year round, and like, we've got a pretty solid team at Scrappy, and we train every day year round, and we're basically always just like, we have our set days that are sort of scheduled for what we do, but we also have a different thing we're working on, you know, every day for a good month and a half, and then we move on to the next thing, and then we go back to the previous thing, you know, always. So just training year round.
Bro, on your training, I saw you doing some pads, and it's just something slightly different about the pad work and just your boxing style too. Like you look kind of standard, man, except for that sort of high guard and that defense that you have. But what is it that gets you to be able to land those shots? And man, like your timing seems to throw people off slightly, man. I don't know what it is. Something special about your boxing, the way you land nice and clean like that, right?
I just trust my ability to like get to the inside. I trust that my defense is up, and I trust that if my head is here and my hand goes here, I can land the shot. But I just drill it. I just drill like getting in and trusting my ability to get to the inside and land heavy shots.
Actually, bro, in the last one, it flashed across my mind of maybe some sort of old school rugby. You know, when you fight in like a rugby field or something, it's like grab the jersey and uppercut. If you look at the way you hit him twice, you hooked around his arm and you hit him twice. And I was thinking it's kind of like that old school brawl, you know what I mean?
That's it. Like get a grip and let the hands go. That's it, eh?
Yeah.
Instinct
funny, man.
punching. I think that's how I can get these people.
And the other thing I was thinking, man, like obviously you got one brother or more than one?
Just one.
Just the one. I was wondering if did you guys scrap much when you were young, and did you land any of these fucking bombs on your brother at all?
We did. We would honestly, since a real young age, we'd wrestle like every day, and definitely every few weeks, like you would wrestle too hard, and then an actual fight would break out.
Yeah. Did you ever drop him with one of these big shots that you got, bro?
Nah. Yeah, at a young age, I couldn't really fight. I was just a bit wild. But then we started training together, and we just would spar in the gym. So we just sparred all the time.
Yeah.
As much as we could. And we were lucky enough that we didn't always want to take each other's heads off. Yeah. When we started, something that helped, I guess. Although we have before, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course, you'd pick it up sometimes, right? Hey, Winky Wright, bro, you mentioned Winky Wright. Do you actually study some of the old boxers and that, like with the high guard and their sort of styles? Is that something that you actually do, or that was just a random comment?
Nah, I love watching boxing. I try and watch, I think there's stuff you can learn from boxing. Like, they've got nice footwork, and I think there's, like another combat sport where, But some of I love watching all sorts of boxers. I haven't watched, so I like to study all sorts of guys. And Winky Wright is a guy that has a real interesting high guard.
And also I saw you working with Danny Green, the old Perth man, the legend boxer from Perth, man. You mentioned you learned some tricks from Danny. What sort of stuff did he go through with you, man?
Yeah, I met up with him. We did some he just taught me we just discussed fighting, discussed some of his fights. He was when I was young, we worked out I remember when I watched him fight Anthony Mundine in 2006. I was probably 10, and that was something that really I loved. What he really was a hero of mine. So then just to meet him, it was pretty insane. But we just discussed some of his fights.
Yeah, man.
And I guess he's a mean motherfucker, he's a dog, and he talks about the infighting stuff that I really enjoy, and you can tell, we're gonna continue to train together and pass the knowledge down,
That's it, man. Guys like that, they're gonna, even if it's boxing to MMA, they're gonna have something that you can take away from, right? Like you said, whether it's throwing the punches, whether it's mentally or preparation or whatever,
Yeah, fought many world titles, so
yeah,
definitely.
He beat Roy Jones Jr. in the first round, bro. That's a pretty big accolade.
I went to that, and I went to one in Perth, and it was just that. I remember that fight was a huge inspiration. I thought, fuck, I want to do that. Knock someone out in one round, eh?
That's it. What about the Paul Briggs one, man? That was pretty shit. Pretty controversial one.
That the one stabbed him in the head and he went down. Is that? Yeah. Yeah, that was. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they say that Paul he's a legend in his own right, Paul Briggs, but he had some sort of problems with the brain from boxing and that, and he reckons that it was a serious thing, that it wasn't rigged. So it is what it is. Yeah. Hey, bro, and one more thing, bro. You mentioned about the wrestling with you, bro. Just talking about Volk's performance, man. His anti Sambo, anti wrestling. You also beat Ramazan Emiv, who was a combat Sambo guy, man. And there's rumors flying around that the anti Sambo thing is just you have to be Australian and you have to have played rugby league. Is there any truth in that, bro?
Mate, I've never had a game of rugby league. I was
always union. Oh, okay. Same thing, bro. Rugby union, rugby league.
You have to be Australia and you have to play rugby. But no, I think he's clever enough, I think that just thought about what he needed to do, and he just obviously drilled it a lot. It was he did fucking well. Very well.
No, that was awesome, bro. Man, so as we mentioned, you got your plans through the year. A couple more fights to kick off, bro. We're all looking forward to it, man. Obviously, you're doing Australia real proud. You did Perth so proud, man. It's an honour to have a chat with you, and it was great to see your performances thus to date in UFC.
Fuck, I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's been sick. Been fucking sick. I'll keep it going, eh?
Yeah, bro. Keep it up, man. And what about, actually, we didn't ask you, over in Perth, man, are you a bit more recognised now because of that fight, or it's just the same sort of thing?
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing, you know. I just keep it pretty low. Perth is small, man.
Yeah.
You know, so pretty small. I try and just stick to training. I'm a dad now, you know, I don't get out much, so
Yeah, that's it, bro. All right, man. Anyway, thanks for your time, bro. I appreciate it. Good to finally catch you, and look forward to seeing you fight again and chatting in the future, eh?
cheers, Toby. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Right. Thanks, bro. Take it easy.
Cheers.